Hello all, this is just a friendly PSA from your local beekeeping mentor. Uh, in a lot of YouTube videos, you see people conducting hive inspections or hive removals with little to no protective equipment. And I understand it's hot and stuff like that, but what I don't think they realize is while they might be pros and they're used to the stings and they're able to remain calm even during stings, they're actually mentoring um, young new beekeepers who see this and they think this is how it's supposed to be. Especially when you first start out, you should always make sure you wear your protective equipment. You should always have on at least a veil, even if you're just hanging out by your hive watching them come and go, which I often do every day. I just sit out there and watch them come and go, see if pollen's coming in. Even when I'm out there, I might not have on anything else, but I always have a veil on because the last thing you want is a sting to the eyes, nose, or nose, face, lips, or throat. All of these are considered medical emergencies, even if you are not allergic, because they can cause airway obstructions. Um, so, two things: always have a veil on, no matter what you do whenever you're dealing with bees. And if you're actually doing an inspection, at least have a ventilated jacket and gloves and a veil. And if you're getting in depth, like um, completely tearing a hive apart to uh, split it or requeen it, I highly suggest you be in a full suit. The other piece of protective equipment that you don't hear enough people talking about, as a beekeeper, you should always have this. Um, you should have an EpiPen, not only for yourself, but for others that might be on your property. Um, this can literally be a lifesaver. You always hear people say, oh, well, I've been a beekeeper for 10 years and I get stung and I have no reaction. I don't need an EpiPen. Well, that's just not how allergies work. An allergy can. I just got stung right there. Okay. See? And that's how it works. I just got stung twice. And I wasn't even near a hive. So, um, it's interesting that we caught that right on video. I'm going to let my dog in so she doesn't get stung. And so, yeah, I was just sitting out nowhere near my hive, just minding my own business. And out of nowhere, a bee came and stung me on the forearm. So, during certain times of the year, um, bees can be a little testier than others. And that's why it's always important to have a veil so that you don't get stung in the face, eyes, lips, mouth, nose, throat. Um, and also keep an EpiPen. In the EpiPen comes 2 doses of epinephrine, and it also comes with this tester. It's important that not only you but your family members try out the tester so that they know how to administer it to you, because the last thing you want to be trying to do while your airway is closing and you're quickly losing consciousness is trying to figure out how your applicator works. And your family member might be in a panic and not know or not be able to read the instructions correctly because they're in a panic. So please make sure you utilize the practice injector. Um, But yeah, so don't be like those people you see on Facebook where they're wearing shorts and tank top to open up this, hive that's been in a wall for 10 years and it's just asking for trouble. You don't get extra points for being unprotected during hive inspections, yes, it can get hot, and of course you need to take mitigating measures to make sure you don't get overheated. Um, but to sit there and portray that as normal activity, I believe, is actually somewhat of a disservice to new beekeepers, and quite honestly, it's dangerous advice. So, if you're a new beekeeper, go to your general practitioner, ask them for a prescription for EpiPen. Like I said, not only for yourself, but also to administer to others that might be on your property. And some people will say, oh, well, you're not a medical doctor, you can't administer an EpiPen to someone other than yourself. In most states, I think you will. I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a medical doctor and I'm not portraying to be one. Disclaimer. However, if you will look into most states' medical laws, or most states' laws, you'll see that administering life-saving treatments um, by a layperson are covered underneath what's called the Good Samaritan Act. So if you have a person on your property and they get stung by one of your bees and their airway begins to close up, that is a life-threatening condition, and you, under the Good Samaritan Act, most likely, confirm with your state law and local medical, you are perfectly authorized to give them a dose of epinephrine. If you do give the dose of epinephrine, no matter how well you feel afterward, it is only temporary, and you do need to seek emergency medical attention after the epinephrine so that they can monitor you, not only for when the epinephrine wears off, but also epinephrine has cardiovascular implications, so you need to be monitored for that. So please wear protective equipment. Don't try and be a macho beekeeper, because, as they say in life, if you're going to be dumb, you better be tough. So I would prefer you to be smart and not have to be tough. And I literally just got 2 stings, and I was nowhere near my hive. I think they didn't like my black watch, and I was sitting out in the open, and they're a little defensive because actually 2 of my hives right now are queenless because I just did walkway splits. And so you never know when a perfectly docile hive can turn into a very aggravated one. And I literally just had an example of that happen to me right now. So y'all have a good day, and be safe out there. Thank you.